Hi, folks. Today I wanted to discuss the poem and how it's important to properly read the poem. And by properly reading it, I mean by factoring in the grammar, the punctuation, just so that you get a better picture of what the poem is saying. I believe that that's important for a couple of reasons. One, it helps you get a better understanding of the context. Two, it helps you figure out how words are being used. Are they being used as a verb, as a noun? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? Is it a preposition? And so on. And one of the ways to do that in grammar that they used to teach in school is with sentence diagramming. Using a sentence diagram, you basically break the sentence down by subject, verbs, and then all of the modifiers like adjectives and adverbs. And it's easier for your mind to understand what's going on because it creates a visual representation of the sentence, minus all the punctuation. The punctuation is, of course, used, but it's used at the time where you're translating the poem from written text into the Reed Kellogg diagram. Now I'm going to start with the first stanza in the poem, and depending on how this works out, I may or may not continue to do this with the rest of the poem. If I don't get enough likes or I don't get enough people watching it, then clearly there's not that much of an interest in doing this. But let's face it, we only have the poem to work with, and we also have the thrill of the chase, right? So this whole thing is based on words. It's based on text. 166 words in the poem, 24 lines broken up into 6 stanzas, and there's 9 sentences in there. I just can't see how we're expected to, make any sense out of using a dictionary to look up words without knowing how the words are being used in the poem. So I want to point out, though, I'm definitely not a grammar expert, and I'm 56 years old, so it's been quite a while since I was in school doing stuff like this. So, if anybody wants to point out a mistake and they could prove it, that it's a grammatical error that I made, then by all means do so, and I'll either edit the video or I'll come out with a new video that has these corrections. So let's begin by taking a look at the first stanza diagram that I have made here. Now, everybody knows the first sentence in the poem. The first stanza is one sentence, and that sentence is, "As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I can keep my secret where, and hint of riches new and old." Now, when we break this down into a tree structure here like this, you could better see what's going on here. For example, the sentence starts out with, "As I have gone there." Well, I have gone alone in there, and that's kind of like that's the opening phrase, right? And it's being linked with the conjunction "and" to these other verbs where he says he can keep his secret where and hint of riches new and old. Well, it's all tied to the second part. There's 2 parts to the opening sentence, and it's right here on the left-hand side. So he's saying, "As I have gone alone in there, and with my treasures bold, I..." Now he's doing 2 things with his treasures bold. He's keeping his secret where, and he's hinting of riches new and old. Now, what this is telling me is, and this is hard to see when you're reading the poem. If you go back and look at my other videos about the poem referring to the book, because this whole thing could be thought of as a riddle, and the answer to it is my memoir. Well, inside of his memoir, so we know he went alone in there, okay? And what he's doing with this conjunction here is he's saying that basically these operations here, his secret where and his hints of riches new and old, are masked or hidden within his treasures bold that are in the book. I think this is extremely useful. And, if you guys are really into this and you want to help out, be sure to leave comments, because ultimately what I would like to do is have the whole poem diagrammed. Now, I already have that done. I'm just not bringing anything else out there yet until I know that people are actually interested in this. Because I know a lot of people, for some reason, they hate grammar. And believe me, I'm one of those. But in this case, because the poem is a map, I feel it's extremely important to understand the poem. Now, Forrest said he felt like an architect making the poem. Well, this is a blueprint to the sentence. Okay? When you take a sentence and convert it to a diagram, you're essentially creating a blueprint. So looking at this construct, you could better tell, again, what's going on. Because when you read it just straight up, you can't really tell that these things are hidden behind his treasures bold. I hope that everything has been clear, and I hope that you understand what's going on here. And I hope that this is something that you guys are interested in, because I've been doing it. It's been helping me, and it seems that a lot of people don't want to discuss the poem because it gives away too information. But I've said this before, and honestly, I would like to find a treasure first. I'm not going to say I wouldn't, but frankly, I honestly don't care if I put something out there that helps somebody get ahead of me and they find it before me. That's fine. Power to them. I could definitely use the good karma right now. And we have a lot of forums all over the place, but repetitively we keep discussing the same old things over and over, and I'm getting really bored with it. So I'm trying to keep things fresh here on my channel, and this is another example. So let me know what you think, and if you like my videos, please subscribe. It'll really help me out. And also pass this video around. I don't post on many forums, so I'm trying to get more people to see my videos, and I'd really appreciate the help. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.